Hello everybody and welcome out to episode 105 of the Save Slot 3 podcast. I'm your host, with Gizmo, joined this week by Massive Das, Chris Pengelly.
Hello everyone.
And Mr. Stadia, CW Lanky.
Hello.
Nice. So boys, another week has gone by. We've had a couple more shows. We've played some video games. And Taunton Town have actually played a football match. And they lost it because we're rubbish.
Yeah, that's why we shouldn't play anymore, Dave. We should just not play any more games. They can't relegate us if we don't play any more bloody games, right?
It's true.
They can't make us play football, can they?
No, and we don't do that. We just turn up and lose. Well, there we go. But anyway, enough about Taunton Town's plight. Let's talk about video games. So let's start this week with our usual rigmarole of what you've been buying and playing. There can only be one place to begin, of course, and that is Massive Das.
Yes, so I've only been playing PlayStation at the moment, which I played
PlayStation.
a little more Foam Stars. I'm now level 22, so I'm
Define
getting
a little, Pengles.
like co-op matches. I was like, all right, I've gone up a level. That's enough Foam Stars for
And you're like, this is fucking awful. What am I doing with my life?
But I'm like, all right, I'm like level.
Instead.
I'm like level 22 now. Level 25 is for that gold trophy, so I'm getting there slowly. I still don't think I'll get 100% on trophies because I don't expect anyone is playing the PvE mode to like find games. But yeah, so a little bit of that. And then more Helldivers 2. I think did I play with you this week, Craig, but not Dave?
Yes, we did. We did a bit, didn't we?
Yeah, we did a bit more.
We did a bit.
Yeah, the robots defeated us last week. They took back the planets.
It's because of people like you, Chris, fighting the bugs instead. That's what it is.
But we did
Scum.
beat the bugs this week, and we got I think something like 45 medals from that. So I've got some new armor. I got the Seeker shotgun, I think it's called, which apparently is like the best gun in the game. I'm now level 17. I think I've played, I want to say 26 hours into Helldivers 2 now. Really good. I've surprisingly got a lot of the trophies, considering it's like a multiplayer focus and it's like some of it's random. It's not one I will get the platinum on because like some of it's out of your own hand. Like do an extreme mission without anyone dying. I'm like, I might not die or.
Well, no, because you kill everyone, Chris. So that's half the issue.
The only way you don't die, Peng, was if you find the corner of the map and you just sit there on your own and close your eyes and hope for the best.
But then you got to take into account the 3 other players as well. So I think you're gonna have a very good.
Dave's gonna die, and he's a liability, that man.
Especially when Pengos is throwing grenades at me. That tends to be when I die the most.
Yeah. So that, and then the game I've played the most, which arrived on Thursday, is now Saturday, is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I am now 16 hours in on Chapter 7 of 14 chapters. PlayStation says I'm 43% through, not 50% through, but I guess I got obviously finish Chapter 7, because you got to play 8 more chapters if you do the maths, not 7. So yes, a lot of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth playing. Haven't done many side quests, but I've done all the Queen's Blood matches I can find, because Queen's Blood is great.
Okay.
Any side quests, Chris?
I've done the odd one, but yeah, like I said, I've been doing the Queen's Blood thing and stuff, which is the card game in Final Fantasy, and the card games are always pretty decent in Final Fantasy titles, so I've done a bit of that. I think Fort Condor, I have done a Fort Condor thing, but I think it's back properly later on in the game in Golden Saucer, which I haven't got to yet in the game.
What is the game then, Chris?
It's a action JRPG because it is.
I know what it is, but how is it?
How is it? It's pretty good so far. The story is obviously continuation of remake and integrate with the Yuffie DLC. Yuffie is in this one sort of thing. Yeah, story's really good. Some of the mini games and stuff was pretty good. Like I said, the Queen's Blood, and there's a few other sort of thing. I did some piano playing with Tifa earlier day. The one thing I think it's a downer of the game, it has a lot of old game design, and Did you play the demo, Dave?
No.
Okay, so even in the demo, like the first sort of like flashback at Nibelheim, it's just like, we're going to push boxes around for like the whole of the dungeon to get through the dungeon, sort of thing. And it's like very old, sort of like game design.
Isn't that what
game
you
design
want from Zelda? Because you don't want Zelda to be like modern.
Kind of, but this is still modernized Final Fantasy. We have gone from turn-based to real-time and stuff, and obviously improved voice acting, graphics, storytelling, etc. Stuff like the music's good. But when you do get into combat and stuff, that's all good. It's just that little bit. Some like, the game's design. It's a bit thing, and there's like the open world. You've got like Chadley's back, and he like wants you to go find these towers. I'm like. It's an open world game. It's got towers in it. Of course it has.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Do you feel the combat successfully builds upon part 1 of the story, Chris?
They do add these new synergy moves and stuff like that, where you can like do team attacks and stuff like that. You got to get both characters or whichever party combo's got to get their sort of meter up, and then it's like Tifa and Cloud can now do a move together where like Tifa like spins Cloud around and like chucks him at the enemy and stuff like that. So they've added that to the combat, but otherwise it's pretty much just similar. You got your limit breaks, you can summon your like Titan and stuff like that. That was in the first one. It is literally like part 2. It's like Fellowship of Rings to the whichever what was next, 2 towers.
Oh, shut your whore mouth! Whichever one's next, fuck off. Leave the call. Get out of there.
Yeah, it's just like,
you can be the slave slot 1, Chris Pengetta. I'm not having that.
Yeah, you can use this continuing of something that's already good there. So
I don't know what to say anymore.
Okay, well, before we move on to someone else, Chris, first of all, have you played or bought anything else? Because you do this where you wait until I finish talking and then you go.
Played nothing else, but I bought a lot of loads of Vita games off chap off work.
So how much money was the Vita games, Chris, and what Vita games are there?
So the Vita games are God of War Collection.
Okay, how much?
Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 Plus. New Little King's Story, Silent Hill Book of Memory, Lost Dimensions, and Operation Abyss, New Tokyo Legacy, which I feel you may have reviewed that one for Nintendo.
I did.
Day.
I did review.
Yeah, and Lost Dimensions, we both played on Switch.
I played Lost Dimensions on Vita as well because I reviewed that. The Ghost Babel games are generic as hell. The like New York ones, they are first-person dungeon crawling anime JRPGs. They ain't great. Lost Dimensions is fantastic. It has like a weird Saw element where someone is a traitor but you don't know who it is, and the combat's really good, and it's not that long. So, but yeah, Lost Dimension good. The New Tokyo Legacy games, what the hell they were called, not great.
Not great.
How much were those 6 games, then, Chris?
200.
£200 sterling. On top of how much was Final Fantasy?
How much was Final Fantasy?
I think it was 55.
You think?
Big week for Chris then.
£255 on games this week, Chris McGilly.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, Chris.
Are these Vita games as well? Are they just going in the draw?
Going in the draw.
They've currently gone in the draw. They are all actually sealed as well. The seal on some of them is not great. Lost Dimension, you could literally mostly just take it out of the packet. But like God of War Collection, the one out of all these that I would play like first is like proper like sealed. It's not like a mark on it.
So you bought them for almost no reason.
We go into the collection. I'm now down to like 103 Vita games to go, Dave.
God. If only there was a video you could make to showcase your Vita collection, Chris.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's that many left because people told me there was no games on Vita, so I don't know how I've still got 103 to get.
It's because no one played any of the games.
Dave, he had this sort of attitude towards Pokemon games, right?
Just towards anything, really.
You've got to catch them all, right?
Just happiness. But whatever. To facilitate this, Chris, before we get on, have you had to sell anything else? Have you listed anything on eBay that perhaps you need to tell us?
I've listed stuff on eBay, but currently nothing has sold on eBay at the moment.
Oh no! Does Craig know what you've listed on eBay?
He does know what I listed on eBay. Yeah.
I had to find out from a third hand and work through Tyler because obviously Chris wouldn't tell me that because he's too scared.
Well, I think I saw Tyler's pass, to be honest. But
We have a group. We have a group chat that is literally on all the time, Chris.
Mm.
But anyway, let's move on to Craig. Craig,
Well, I don't know why Craig would be so bothered about me selling my PlayStation 1, to be honest.
Indeed.
Hmm.
Craig,
I mean, it's pretty much the same as last week, Dave. I played a little bit of Helldivers. I didn't realise they'd already done the next thing already. I didn't realise they'd already beaten the bugs.
We smashed the bugs very quickly. I did like 2 missions of that, but I did them on hard, so I think we did like 3 things towards it or whatever. So that was good.
So I guess we're back to the bots now, right?
No, currently there is no prime mission.
There's no bars.
No, because it's
directionless.
It's gone back to Heath and whatever the other one, the aliens are, and we're currently still holding them. So unless somehow the aliens take them back, I think we're all good.
Fun times. So yeah, that's what I played on PlayStation, Dave, and then just more Yakuza on Xbox. I think I'm 30 hours in now. I'm on chapter 8. I don't know how many chapters there are. I don't look at that thing before I start normally. It's really good. I'm at the point now where it's kind of the party's split into 2, and I'm actually playing as Kiryu, which is really quite cool. Playing as turn-based Kiryu is quite interesting. It's definitely gotten to the point now where it's like, when you're playing as Kiryu, it feels like a quite a big homage to the old games. So if you had played the old games, you'd probably be getting a lot of the references and understanding it a lot. I haven't, but it does do a good job of explaining it to you, explaining what's going on. But yeah, it's just more Yakuza, Dave. I suspect next week could be very similar.
no. So
Because long games are long, right?
how does it rank for you so far then in the Yakuzas you've played?
Probably my favourite so far.
Okay.
Because Like a Dragon is my favourite out of the 3 that I've played. And I do think this is better. I really like the Hawaii setting. I do like the bits in Hawaii. So yeah, it's probably my favourite out of what I've played so far. I think story-wise, it's very good. I really like I like what they've done since they've done this reboot with the kind of like universe they've made with the 2 main games and the split-off game.
Yeah.
And it all tying in together. I think they've done a really good job of kind of creating this kind of little universe of characters there, and I think this is kind of like bringing it all together in one to make sense again. So yeah, I think they've built towards it well, and they're executing so far.
Ain't Sega great, Gregor?
Ain't Sega great? Damn right.
Lovely. Wow. If you're done, we'll move on to me.
Yes, good.
So I have not played anything on PlayStation because they don't have any games. No, I just haven't played any Helldivers this week. That's the only game they have, right? So none of that. On the Xbox, I have played a small amount of WRC 10 because I like rally games, but not very much, if I'm honest. Not very much. On the
What happened to EA WRC?
Finished it.
So we've gone back to 10.
Yeah, gone back to 10.
Okay.
Which is, I think, is actually better. Which is weird.
Already on EA Play yet?
No, it's just a try. It's weird. It's not that good compared to the Nacon games, which is mad.
Oh, really?
But I guess the Nacon games had like 10 iterations, didn't they, before they ended? So, but yeah, when it comes to Game Pass, it's worth playing because it's a rally game, but it's not going to change your life. It's not one of those.
Yeah.
Like V Rally 3 did for me 20 years ago. Yeah, that's it for Xbox. Just there's nothing I really want to play on the big 2 at the moment, if I'm honest. I do the thing where I have played some Xbox. I played some Call of Duty the other night with my girlfriend. Turns out, boys, I'm a god.
There you go, David. You still got it, buddy.
Well, I didn't have it in the first place. That's what blew my mind. Like, I was literally playing, and like dudes were walking up, and I was just putting headshot. I could like 5 in a row at one point. I got 30 kills and like 3 deaths or something, like 3 games in a row. I was getting kill streaks I've never even seen before. I was just like, I'm good. But yeah, Modern Warfare 2 is a fun game. Who knew? But
I've
yeah,
not played that one.
it's really good.
Have you read the campaign?
No, I've got the campaign installed, and I'm waiting for like a 4-hour period to just sit and play it because it's supposed to be quite good. The multiplayer is basically a mix of like old maps and then good new maps. Like the multiplayer's been really fun the whole time I've been playing, because I got that game middle of last year, if I remember rightly. And I really like it. I don't like how you've got to install it via different installers, and it's like 300 gig before you go in there and take stuff out. That's a pain. But yeah, COD's fun. It's a strange one. Like I'm really hoping that Modern Warfare 3 quickly follows Diablo in the Game Pass thing, so I can do both campaigns kind of back to back and complete that story, because I really like the first Modern Warfare. Me and you played that quite a lot, didn't we, Craig? I think when that came out.
Yeah, the campaign on the first one.
Yeah, so the multiplayer's really good. I do really recommend the multiplayer when they inevitably come to Game Pass. But yeah, it's a good game. But yeah, other than that, I've got no desire to play anything on the big consoles at the minute. I don't really know why. I'm just I don't know. It's just nothing's tickling me. What I have been playing is a lot of Nintendo Wii, which should shock you, Craig. I've been playing some Super Mario Galaxy. I've never finished that game. And it's really good. I'm like 15, 16 stars in at the minute. I'm just kind of casually playing it. I've got like a HD converter thing for my Wii, so I can play it on my monitor without it looking like a potato. And it's a good game. It's fun. If you haven't played Mario Galaxy, turns out great game. Who knew? But yeah, that's the Wii. And then on the Switch, I have my one pickup, which was Atari 50, the Anniversary Collection, which I paid £7 for from MT Games in Taunton. It's basically, Craig, an Atari collection that has like just over 100 games, including some new ones that they added. So like remakes of newer games, remakes of old games, sorry, like arcadey games. It's got loads of documentary footage on there. It's a really, really well-made collection of like a historical thing. It's really well done. It's really hard to explain, but it's like really, really well done. Everything's split into eras. There's really cool behind-the-scenes videos and stuff. And I'm like, oh, it's for £7. Like, I like Atari games enough for that. Like, it's not. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, I love the Atari 2600 where it's dots and dots. But it's cool to play some of the arcade games, some of the Jaguar games, and some of the reimagined games. On the go, lying in bed. So that's that.
Any favourite old Atari games, David?
Pardon?
Any favourite old Atari games?
Yars' Revenge is really good.
I don't know if this means anything. I'm just interested.
It's like Galaga, Space Invaders, that type of stuff's pretty good still, to be honest with you. Adventure's okay. And I quite like the sort of weird Jaguar, like early 3D games that they've got. Like Club Driver's kind of funny to play, and Atari Karts is kind of fun in a weird like Mario Kart knockoff kind of way. But yeah, that's some good stuff. I haven't touched the Link stuff yet.
Has it got Tempest 2000 on it though?
It does.
That's all you need
it has
in life.
Tempest 2000. I think it might even have the newer Tempest game, the one they redid, because they added a load for free in an update around the Christmas. But yeah, so again, if you've got any sort of nostalgia for retro games of that ilk, it's a really good collection. Really recommend it.
Sounds like a series on the channel, Dave.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, as much as I know that you want to watch us play Pong, Craig, I mean, a pretty fun video.
Yeah.
Me and you play.
I'm watching some Atari Kart right now. It looks like a thing.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I'm surprised because obviously we're going to get to it. No, it actually is already out. Star Wars Dark Forces. So I'm surprised no one's thought about bringing back AVP from the Jag.
It's a licensing thing, isn't it? That's why. I
think.
But
like we got Dark Forces, Star Wars, but the Disney seemed pretty decent with their license. I don't know. No, yeah, Disney would be Alien and Predator, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So.
Yeah.
So
Dark Forces is really on my radar because have you seen any footage of Dark Forces before or after, Craig?
No, God no.
So it was a Star Wars series of first-person shooters.
It's just the one that Mike always takes the piss out of, where it's like Dark Forces, Jedi Knight, or something like that.
Yeah, it's
like
Dark Forces 5, Jedi Knight 2, something 3.
There's two Dark Forces games, and then Dark Forces 3 is technically Jedi Knight 1, I think. But yeah, they're all good. They're all good games. But they've done a really, really good remake, and it kind of looks like a Doom 64. Like they've up-resed a lot of stuff and added quite a lot of content. I think it's digital only. And it's £25, which I don't have. But yeah, because those games go on sale on Switch and like PlayStation all the time. So when they drop, I think I'll get into that. But yeah, I'm enjoying the sort of retro games at the minute, just because they're complete. This sounds really snobby, but they're just complete games. Like they're not. I'm not sat here waiting for a load screen and an update. And I think that's what winds me up. I think when we tried to play Helldivers a couple of weeks ago, like I was sat in a menu for 15 minutes because we couldn't get in, and I was like, what is the point? Like I don't have a lot of gaming time. at the moment. Like, I don't have 2 hours to sit here and wait in a load screen. So
Yeah, it wasn't exactly smooth when we played, was it, Pengy? It was a bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just always the same. Like, it really frustrates me. It's like you play a game like Starfield and it's like, well, we've got a 40 gig update. And you're like, come on. But hence why I've been playing a lot of Switch, I think, to be honest. I have been playing more Switch. I've been playing more Advance Wars for the Reboot collection. God, that game's hard. There was one mission that took me like 4 attempts to do. And I was like, oh my god, why am I so bad at this? But yeah, I got there in the end. But yeah, it's I think 30% through the first game in about 5-6 hours. Really fun game. If you want any kind of handheldy urge to play like a tactical, it's not really an RPG, and it's turn-based, but it's more like I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's more like an RTS almost, but it's a really good game. Really recommend Advance Wars Reboot Camp. I played more Pokemon Legends. I did a video on my channel this week for it. Just talking about it and trying to get the completion. It's fun. I think I'm like 35 hours in now. 170, 180 Pokemon caught. So I'm like 50 away, maybe 40 away. Which is pretty cool. And some more Splatoon 3, because I'm finally doing the campaign. Because I like finishing the Splatoon campaign, so I've been trying to do some more of that. But yeah, been a very Nintendo and retro heavy week for me, and I suspect that will continue because I don't have the money to buy Final Fantasy or the time. So we'll probably just keep playing Pong with Craig. But yeah, there we go. So that's games bought, but let's look to the future, boys, with the topic of the show. Tots. Games of March. This is what Pengles wanted to talk about. So Craig, have you got your list?
I do have a list.
Brilliant. Well, if you could fire through that list, that'd be wonderful.
Right, boys. Coming. Let's go. Let's just go. I swear these games always come out, but the Outlast Trials on March 5th comes to absolutely everything, including the PlayStation 4, but not the Switch. Has anyone actually played any of these games?
No, and this is I think this is like the Dead by Daylight type one, isn't it? Sort of thing. I don't think it's like a story based like the other Outlast.
Oh,
games.
is it like a is it a like 4v1 sort of thing?
Sort of thing. I've seen like a trailer, and they've got like a load. In the trailer, the Twitch streamers playing it and then jumping from like hiding and trying to do their trials and stuff. Yeah. No, I've never played any of them. No.
No, the sort of game that the Twitch streamers will get paid to play.
Yeah.
And then no one else will play it ever again, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. March 7th, we have a good game coming to PlayStation. As Dusk Falls comes to PlayStation from this was published by Xbox, but I think they've let someone else publish it now for other consoles, right?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think so.
It might be even self-published from whatever they were called.
Is it Night Dive or something like that?
No, Night Dive made the Dark Forces game. But
yeah. But let's just say it's a fun ass game if you want a fun ass game on the PlayStation. Up next, Pangasia, a Switch exclusive for you.
Is it the Snufkin game?
We have a Snufkin, Melody of Moon in Valley. In Valley?
Moomins, yeah.
Yeah, Moomin Valley. Yeah, is that a good one? Thank you. Is that a good one?
It looked pretty good because it had a better showing in the Japanese Direct. Apparently, according to Luke, who's in Japan, apparently Moomins are really big in Japan. I don't know why they're really big in Japan, but apparently it got a proper 30-second a minute trailer compared to like a 5-second in the Western
Direct. What's a Moomin?
They're like little white
hippo-looking things. So it was a popular cartoon here in like the 80s, early 90s, and they had it was like a book for kids.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, the game looks quite good. It's like it's got a musical thing where Snufkin plays like his little like recorder thing and stuff like that. But I believe it's 20 quid though, so I think it's a bit too expensive.
Sad time.
Says the man who spent £200 on the PS4 games he won't play.
Yeah, but the physical games compared to a digital game.
Yeah, Dave, it makes much more sense to spend £200 on 6 games you'll never play than £20 on a game you will play, right?
Exactly.
And it is only on Switch, PC, and like mobile at the moment.
You do have a mobile, a PC, and a Switch, though, Chris. Am I right?
Yeah, but kind of really got to wait until it comes to PlayStation, haven't I? You know.
He does. He's right. He does have to do that, Dave. He does. Moving on from stuff that Chris has to do. One for Chris for his VR love. We have The Pirate Queen: A Forgotten Land, which is coming to Quest 3, Quest 2, and PC on March 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Is that tickling your VR nipples, Pengels?
Not really, but I can tell you, it's Lucy Lou's in it.
Lucy Liu.
Lucy
Is that the-
Lou's.
She was in Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that
Kill
the? I didn't realise she was still going.
Yeah, she's in it. I guess she's the Pirate Queen. I don't know. I just know that she's in it. That's all I know about the game.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
VR game. It's on the Quest 2 and the Quest 3. If you ever get the urge to get back into VR game, Pengels,
Yeah, sure.
it's an option for you.
Mm.
And luckily, Chris, I have another option for you on the next day.
Yeah.
Because this is coming to PlayStation 5, and more importantly, it's coming to PlayStation VR 2 as well. And this is Aka Ah!
Which is an old like Atari game
It
from
is. Akar is
yeah.
available on the
Jeff
Atari.
Miller.
the Atari
Can we say it
collection.
right, please? It's Aka Ah!
Just play it on my Switch or my Atari 50.
This
It
is
looks
the new
colourful.
modern version, and it is playable in VR. If you
Does
wish.
that tickle your nipples with VR, Pengy?
No.
No? Sometimes. Oh, okay. VR is really dead to you, Pengels. I'm really trying it. The Pirate Queen and Aka can't get
The
you
Pirate
back in.
Queen might be good. I've just not literally. I've seen nothing about it. All I know is Lucy Liu is in the game. That's it. That's all I know about it.
Sad times. But
Yeah.
what we do know
Yeah.
is you boys love some anime titties, right?
I mean, that's why I think Chris is playing Final Fantasy. But yeah, carry on.
We all love some anime titties, right? Because on March 8th, boys, Unicorn Overlord comes out to absolutely everything, and that, I hear, is packed full of animal titties. Animal titties? Anime titties. Yeah, there might be animal titties in there as well, who knows? This is the Freaks at Vanilla wear, right? Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They make good games that you freaks like, don't they?
They do.
Are you freaks looking forward to this game?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
It's pretty close to Final Fantasy, which, sure, I've already played 16 hours of the game and I'm on chapter 7. But that is only halfway through, and I mostly might still be playing that while this comes out, and then there'd be a JRPG into another JRPG.
You could go back to it, though. You don't have to play every game as soon as it comes out. You can go back to
That's
games.
why
It's one you could come back to.
So it's one I mostly would come back to at some point. But there's other JRPGs, like I've not played Persona 3 Reload this year, for instance, which I'm still partway through. Sea of Stars, Tales of Rise came to PlayStation Plus, so it could be like might get missed totally, that sort of thing, just because there's just too many RPGs.
At times. I know at one point in your life, Dave, you did have this pre-ordered. Any interest? I know you're probably not at the moment, but in the future, you reckon?
I'll play it at some point, right? It'll no doubt drop in price, and I'll get time to play it. But yeah, not right now. It looks cool. There is a demo on all platforms that has stuff that carries over. So if I get the urge and I have the money, I can always try it.
Yeah, the demo's the first 5 hours, so it's a chunky demo.
Exactly.
Oh, that is a chunky game.
But it looks good. It's published by Atlas, so there's a chance it might even come to Game Pass, right, in a couple of months. But yeah, there's no great passion to buy it right now, but I can play it whenever, can't I? So it's no drama.
Yeah, definitely. It's like a tactical thing, right?
Yeah, it's quite similar to Advance Wars, which I'm playing now, I think, as well. So, but you probably quite like it. It's kind of similar to
It's like a triangle strategy. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe more titties though, boys.
Right, and you love them. I mean, you're the biggest weeb of us all now, Krieger.
Exactly. But on the same days, boys, we have WWE 2K 2024. Is this the one, boys, that gets us all back into wrestling games?
Probably not at £70. It's not.
No.
Exactly. Yeah, it does look
No.
good.
Was the last one good? People like the last one, didn't they?
Yeah, people I think kind of like the last one and stuff. They still need to. I don't know if it's this. If this they've got it in this one. Have GM mode online Hasn't been in the last ones. The only way you've been able to do it is the weird share play screen thing on PlayStation. That's the only way around it. So maybe, hopefully, they've sorted that out. Who knows?
Who knows, indeed. March 12th, we have Contra Operation Galuga. Are we Contra fans here, boys, or not? I don't really know.
See, I like
I've never
Contra.
heard either of you talk about Contra. But I don't know
So Contra's one of those. It's like
in its day, maybe, but
it's a fun it's a fun co-op game. So the ones I'm most familiar with are the ones that were on XBLA when very early in the 360, which were the arcade games. I think Super C and Super Contra. And they're fun, hard ass co-op games. They're fun, but they're hard ass. But the good ones never really come out here. So there was a good one on DS, I think Contra 4, but that never came out in Europe. The old ones had like name changes because there were certain laws and certain things with the early games, like the Super Nintendo and stuff, right? So, and the last one was awful. I think it had because this hasn't got a good art style, but the one before was like disgusting to look at. I can't remember what it was called. Chris might be able to remember, but it was an awful game.
Oh yeah, it was the one with the panda as well, wasn't it?
It wasn't good. So
Hard Rogue or Rogue Hard Ops, Rogue Ops, something like that.
Something like that. It was a disgusting looking game. It wasn't very good. This does have a demo on Switch, and I think other platforms as well. So I might give it a try. But I don't really like the art style. I think I'd rather they'd gone pixel art or something than this like half disgusting, cheap looking 3D models. If I'm honest.
It's weird because I never hear anyone like in 2024 talking about Contra, but they keep making them, right? So I'm guessing that people buy them. I know it's got the nostalgia-ness of that, but
yeah, it's a very co-op-y. It's people of like mine and Pengy's age and older that played them on the NES and stuff that like them because they don't. A game like that's not going to resonate with someone that's 20. So
God no.
So I'm like, yeah, I don't really know, and it's Konami as well, so of course it's cheaply made.
Oh fucking hell!
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're not saying this to me at all, Dave, right now. But on the same day, on March 12th, we have another Switch exclusive by the looks of this. We are Passing By a Tailwind Journey. Chris Pengelly.
I don't even know what that is.
The Switch is really dead to him, isn't it, Dave?
Apparently so.
Genuinely, I have no idea what that is.
It looks like there's a flying boat.
Oh, Chris hates boats, as you know. So
especially boats that fly.
It's weird.
I can tell you, Chris, it is a innovative genre hybrid of 2D puzzle platformer, survival, and action.
You lost me at survival.
Yes, as I should have done. You're right. It's kind of cute. Don't know. I thought you might have liked it, but we move on, I guess. On the next day, I'm only saying this because it's got a stupid name. We have Llamasoft, the Jeff Minter story for the PC. Pangles? Any ideas?
Not for me. Might be for Dave and his retro playing season.
Is that what this is? This is an old game, is it?
Yeah, it's got loads of old games.
Jeff Minter was an old video game designer from like. So this is like obviously the games he made. He also made Tempest 2000. So it's kind of.
He made that Aka R game.
Yeah. So it's a kind of these are all really popular at the moment. I think personally, people have looked at the Evercade and then they've started licensing all their games to be remade and re-released on stuff because a lot of these have popped up recently. But it looks like a pretty cool collection. Llamasoft are a cool dev, but and they're
it's got Gary Whitta in the trailer,
right?
Gary fucking Whitta. He's in the trailer, Dave.
I watched me and Chloe watched a documentary last night about the Atari ET game.
Yeah.
And this was in 2014, and there was a young, full of hair Gary Whitta in that as well, which did amuse us. And I do recommend watching that. It's on YouTube for free. So
it came out last year as a documentary video game which you played. It was like a really early kung fu game. It's not called kung fu. That had Gary Whitta in it as well.
He's everywhere.
I got a weird feeling like Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. You've missed games coming out 5th of March. I've just got a documentary in that, and I'm pretty sure he might be in that as well.
Oh man,
right?
Yeah.
There's 42 games from Llamasoft.
Yeah.
You've been off the Atari and get this instead.
Right, I think a lot of them. There's a lot of crossover because Jeff Minter did work for Atari as well. I think.
Okay.
And the Llamasoft games were on the 2600 quite heavily. I think. Again, don't if you know more than me, like misquote me. But yeah, it's cool to see these type of things come back. 'Cause I know it's difficult because of the whole game preservation shenanigans, and I know we hate talking about that. But it's if you have collections of games that you would never have normally played, and usually at a relatively good price. I think this is about, when I looked, about £25, maybe 30. It's not too bad. If you like this type of game, then that's cool. But Craig's not going to sit here and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm playing Tempest for more than 5 minutes." But
Jeff Minter's a good-looking man. He's got a full head of hair and a beard. Look at him.
God save the Queen. Another Brit.
I also believe it's sort of game for a console that was never released on it. It's the first time the game's been released. It's like some UK console that never came out in like the 90s. And we now got a game for it on this collection.
No, boys, I mentioned this for a laugh. I'm glad I have now. I'm glad I did. Coming the next day, boys, on March 14th, we have Cartel Tycoon on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X/S. I have no idea what this is, but I'm hoping Pengels does. This sounds silly.
And it sounds like a tycoon simulator, and you're running a cartel, I guess.
I think it might be. We like simulators, don't we?
Yeah, because the same day you got lawn mowing simulators coming to Switch, and I believe the VR version.
I was going to get to that.
And I believe the VR version is coming that day as well.
Lawn mowing simulator. Tell you what, there's nothing more satisfying than mowing the lawn, though, is there, boys?
No, it is pretty good.
No,
it is pretty great.
I haven't done ours for ages because the grass is too wet.
I imagine you need your bloody armbands to go do that at the moment, Peggle.
Yeah, it's like Taunton Town's pitch out there.
Yeah. Lawn mowing simulator on the Switch. I tell you what, Dave, if there's anything that's going to get me back into the Switch, it'd be that.
Do it.
Yeah. On the same day, what a day, March 14th as well, by the way, boys.
Yeah.
I feel like I've mentioned this game about 600 times when we've done this list. Guilt also comes to the Switch. This was the Stadia, wasn't it, boys?
Yeah, it was a Stadia launch game.
Yes, it was. Bring back the Stadia, am I right?
It's a good game. It's on Xbox already, I think.
Yeah, I think
it must be on everything now, right? This must be the last one.
Yeah, but it's a third-person horror game. I quite enjoyed it, and I don't like horror games. I would very much recommend it.
Yeah, I really liked it as well. I think I got a full Let's Play of it on my YouTube channel when I played it on Stadia. Really good.
There we go.
Where were you when the Stadia went need you? See,
I was trying to kill it, Pengy, and I successfully did, so I'm happy. I'm the winner here, really.
Yeah.
On the same day, on March 14th, we talked about this on the Nintendo Direct. I think it's the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection.
Yeah, it looks good.
Coming to absolutely everything. Either of you tempted? I know you were kind of on the fence about the price and that. So.
It's the odd one, like £26 currently on PlayStation Network
and Xbox.
Is it 20? Yeah, so it's £13 a game. That's that's not bad. It's just I guess I know Foam Stars you're going to say it's rubbish, but Foam Stars is already dead. And obviously you got Helldivers 2, very popular. It's like, what will the online be like for this? Because it has got a weird sort of like single player mode that's not really single player because it was focused around the multiplayer. It's how many people are going to be playing, how many of those 64 multiplayer games are we going to find? It might be good for like the first few weeks, but like in 6 months' time or whatever, will people have dropped off the game?
It needs crossplay. If they're able to figure out crossplay, then it will be
fine because it's on 4 platforms.
It will be fine because other than that, I think it will live forever on PC, and that will be the platform to play it on. But again, I own Battlefront 1 and 2 on my Xbox, which is backwards compatible. So it's a tough setup right now at full price with no crossplay. Should they add crossplay? I think they're fun games. So being able to play them online, I'd probably get them on Switch just to have them handheld. But yeah, not anytime soon, Craig. I think I'd rather buy Jedi Knight, Dark Forces, whatever, first, than play Battlefront again right now.
Sad times. But same day again, boys. We have a golf game coming out, and we love a golf game, right, Dave?
We do.
We love a good golf game. What the Golf coming to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Although looking at this, I feel like this isn't a golf game.
No, it's not really a golf game, and I believe it was an Apple Arcade exclusive yonks ago, and it's eventually come to like other things. I even weirdly think it was on Stadia at some point, and it's I don't know, finally coming to PlayStation.
Yeah, it looks like it was on iOS.
Mm.
Yeah, that sounds like an Apple. Oh, you've killed that.
Mm.
You've killed that for me, Penguins.
Is it not coming to VR? Because I'm sure there's a VR version of this. No, there's not.
Mention VR.
No, sorry, it's like Quest, I believe, and the Apple Vision Pro have a mixed reality version of the game, I believe.
We all love mixed reality, right?
Yeah, and then you can like, see the little golf course in your front room or whatever.
Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure it's on Quest 3 and it's got a mixed reality thing. I'm pretty sure it's what the golf.
But moving on from a disappointing sounding golf game, on the next day, on March 15th, we get the Switch version of Kingdom Come Deliverance, boys. This looked awful, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't know why. Just why are they doing this?
Yeah, it seems like
just go. People have lots of Switches. We want money. Hope for the best. I'm guessing that's the logic.
Yeah, this feels like it should have come out like 5 years ago or something to the Switch. You know, when people were putting Doom and Witcher and everything on the console, not when it's 7 years old.
I had high hopes for this game when this came out. It sounded really interesting, and then it just kind of didn't. Sad, very sad. But a good game, boys. And I think this was in the top 3 of the official save slot free games of 2023, and that's coming to PlayStation 5 on March 19th. We have Hi-Fi Rush. So I think was that Dave's game of the year for last year? I think it might have been.
It was.
I think it was high on my list as well. So, Pengy, you've not really played this now that it's on PlayStation. Is this the time?
Possibly, but possibly not this time. It might be a time later on in the year.
Good. It'd be good for you to play it, Pengy, because it's very good. Very, very good. I think you'd like it. Like it. One which I think has been on the channel before. I think Dave played the demo of it. Coming on March 20th. We have Alone in the Dark, which is obviously the 2024 version. I think you did play the demo, right, Dave?
I did.
It's kind of the demo didn't really have much going on, if I remember right.
No, it was very short. It was more like an introduction to like the atmosphere and the characters and stuff, and I think it looked fairly fun. It's tough, right? Because it's not a big budget game. So
no, it's THQ.
Yeah, it's THQ. It's one of their bigger games, and it was fun for what I played. But it's just whether that's going to carry it. It's got some big name actors and actresses in.
Yeah, it's got the dude from
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things in it. Yeah,
and the lady from Killing Eve.
Yeah, Jodie Comer.
That's the one. So it's one of those where it's like it looks quite good, but I obviously am not going to buy it on day one. I hope it does well, and I hope it is a good game.
Is it full price?
It's slightly cheaper than full price. I think
it's double A price. It's double.
Yeah, I think if you buy it now digitally, it's like 45 instead of like 59 or something. But that's if you pre-order and take a chance.
RRP is $49.99 on Amazon right now. It's $44.95 on Xbox.
Nice.
So. It's weird, Nick, because you always think of like double A price, or I always do. I think probably just from when we were kids. You think of that being like 30 quid. But I guess now it's not going to be 30 quid, is it? It's 44.
It's a difficult one. It's one of those where this will drop significantly in price in a month's time, and then that's when it will make all of its money, I think.
Yeah, you're probably right there. Hopefully it's good.
Because I quite like demo as well, and if it wasn't coming out so close to the madness that is March 22nd, then I might have picked it up, but yeah, it's going to be one wait for sale, and after the 22nd of March madness.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you're getting to there, Pingles. But before we get to the 22nd, on the 21st, Horizon Forbidden West comes to PC. This is the second one, right? I used to get so confused with these games. This is the one I still need to play. This is on my backlog challenge thing, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I need to play this. Obviously, I won't play it on the PC because I'm not a fucking nerd, right?
It's true.
On the PlayStation 5, right?
You want to update your drivers and that.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do any of that shit.
I'm glad that PlayStation is finally putting their games on good platforms, though, right? Because
brutal, fucking brutal. But to the madness of March 22nd, as Pengos alluded to, we'll go in order of significance, starting with least, and that would be Princess Peach Showtime on Nintendo Switch.
Woo!
Are either of you bothering with this?
Yep, got it pre-ordered.
no,
Of course you do, Pengos.
doesn't. I mean, I'm not a teenage girl, so it doesn't look like it's made for me.
No.
Or a 50-year-old man. Obviously, it's the two markets for a Princess Peach game. It looks fine. It looks okay. I don't think it looks particularly inspiring. I think they're positioning it as a sort of smaller game, so I think people will be surprised when it is in fact a smaller game. But no, not for me. I think if I was going to buy a Switch game anytime soon, it would probably be Mario and Donkey Kong first, because I haven't played. That's a cheaper, puzzly handheld game. But no, Princess Peach Showtime does nothing for your old pal Dave.
Obviously, it does for you, though, Chris. You excited?
Yeah, excited. Peach hasn't had her own game for some time, since the DS, so she gets her own game for once. And I'm hoping it's like Peach's version of Luigi's Mansion. And like Luigi Mansion is like a really good sort of spin-off series and things. I'm hoping it's like that, and the whole like theater mechanics and stuff reminds me a bit of Puppeteer. And is it the first Paper Mario where like the whole game takes part in
Thousand Year Door?
I'm getting my Paper Marios mixed up. Yeah, it was in the theater and stuff like that. So, cool bits and stuff like that of other games. Noz, I do think it will be pretty short, which for a £50 game, I think I pre-ordered it for like 33, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be 49.99. RRP. I think it will be pretty short, which I guess will, I don't know if it reflecting reviews or something, but like 6-hour game for £50, boo, whatever. Maybe
it is an RRP of £50. It's 42 at the moment on Amazon.
Yeah. Sorry,
but
you can get a sticker set though for 46.
I think I get the standard Nintendo pre-order shenanigans on Amazon.
I think I get a pin badge. So yeah,
you can get it with pink Joy-Con though, Chris, for £112.
Yeah, I don't want they do look quite good, the pastel pink Joy-Cons, but I don't need pastel pink Joy-Cons.
Wow,
that's expensive.
You heard it here first.
This could be like the last Switch game I sort of play.
Well, it's not going to be, is it? So you can stop saying that. Like it is.
I said it could be.
But it's not going to be, though, Chris. It's March. There's going to be something else that comes out that you buy.
Yes, I said. Okay, the last one that we know about that I'm going to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I imagine this will be in an afternoon, then placed on eBay by the evening, right?
Yes, you're 100% correct there. Great. Unless it's longer than I think, but I think it's going to be like 6-8 hour game.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Beat in a day or two, put on eBay, most probably make a profit on it because it's a Nintendo game, and there you go.
On to the second, this interesting game on the day. We have Rise of the Ronin, comes to PlayStation 5 from Team Ninja. I watched I watched an 8-minute preview of this. It was an 8-minute preview of the action and the actual fighting, and the first thing they said was, "Oh yeah, our games are always hard and fast," and I was like, "Oh no, you've lost me already. You've lost me already." I imagine this is going to be a classic Team Ninja game and be fucking brutal, right?
Well, they said it's got like multiple difficulties, including like a story difficulty. Sort of thing.
Do you really want to be buying a game like this just to be playing it on like the this easy mode the whole time?
No, but
is that what you want to be doing? No, I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? No, it's not hard. You just don't want to be doing that, do you? No. So I don't know. Just that one sentence in this 9-minute video that I watched about a minute of kind of was like, okay, you maybe lost my interest here. See, it doesn't look particularly like polished or I don't know. I feel like Team Ninja really do throw out a lot of games now, right? And it looks a bit like they just kind of throw out these games at this point. I don't know if that's a controversial thing to say.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, they do.
hence why
They
I've
do.
decided to counterpick it in our.
Yeah.
I just don't think it looks. I don't think it looks like the Ghost of Tsushima Souls experience that people think it's going to be. I think people are putting games like this on such a pedestal at PlayStation because they have nothing else. That I'm like, I just don't think it looks that good. I think anyone's that excited for it. I think people feign excitement for it, and then it's going to come out, and people are going to be like, oh yeah, it's just another of this type of game, you know?
Yeah, I can't wait until it gets like 88.
Well, I could be wrong, and then plus obviously I've got to take into account the PlayStation boost with reviews, right? But I just don't know. It just doesn't. I haven't heard anyone be genuinely excited for it. Like people are like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm like, well, if it wasn't a PlayStation exclusive, would you be? And I don't think people would be. I don't think you'd be excited for it, Chris. For example, if that was coming to Xbox as well, I don't think we'd have talked about it once. So it's like, we'll see.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there, Davey. And then on to the one that people do care about on March 22nd, right, is Dragon's Dogma 2, which looks fucking fantastic, right, boys?
It does. It's the big gamble. It's the big Capcom gamble. Can they turn this into a franchise?
The amount of people I've seen is also who have gone back and played the first one and are like loving it now.
Mm-hmm. It's very cheap. Like I've got it on. I think I have it on all 3 platforms. Actually, I think it's been under £5 on sale for all of them. Yeah, it's one of those. I might personally go back and play Dark Arisen just to see if I enjoy the type of game it is, and then because it feels like a weird mix between like Skyrim, Dark Souls, and Monster Hunter, which could go one of 2 ways, I think.
Yeah, it looks really interesting. The combat looks very, very good. It does look Monster Hunter-y. You're right. But the idea of Monster Hunter with like a actual built-in story and like a built-in world, it sounds pretty cool to me. I do think, I don't know if this is a weird thing to say, but I do think this almost suffers from they might have shown too much of this.
Yeah.
Oh, they have shown it an awful lot.
Yeah, I always feel like that's kind of like almost like the first couple of times they've shown it, I was like, I'm sold on this. Like, yeah, I'm down for it. I don't know if they've shown it too much now, where I'm kind of like, oh yeah, that is coming out.
Yeah, like the last State of Play or whatever it was, they showed it. I was like, what? Why are you showing it again? Like, are you announcing a demo? No, just and they keep announcing all the vocations or showing off trailers of vocations, which I should be watching, so I know what like the play has. But like, oh, it's the 17th one you should put out this week, and I've just sort of think, yeah,
it's like if you've got my money, like you don't need to show it again. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Will either of you be buying it on day one?
I reckon I probably will be. I reckon because I reckon I should have finished. I reckon I finished Infinite Wealth by then.
Mm-hmm. You are Mr. Capcom, aren't you? So
yes, yeah. So I can see that being like a day one for me. So yeah, maybe we'll do a little me and Pengy review.
Yeah, be interesting. As I said, I might go back and replay. I'll go back and play Dark Arisen, and then go from there. Because I'm trying not to buy too much at the moment. Hence,
you can play it on your Switch.
I can play it on my Switch or my PlayStation or my Xbox. I have it on all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have you pre-ordered this, Pengy? By the way, before we go too far.
Yeah. Coming on that PlayStation.
Nice.
Yeah, how much is it on the old?
It was $59 on Amazon on Xbox last time I checked, but I could be wrong.
Yes, it's still $59.
Because
at the moment.
I was tempted to get it on Xbox myself, but I just don't know if I'll really like it enough to be like, this is the one game I buy for the next 2 months. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I imagine it's going to be long enough for it to be the only game that you play for the next 2 months.
Yeah, I think it's difficult because obviously this can obviously be a chat at any point, but there's so much in the backlog, let alone the games that we've said we've got to play, let alone everything else, right? So I hope it's good because I really would like Capcom to do well because I think they deserve it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, next day, another one for VR. Boys, VR is kicking off this month, I'd say.
There's been a few other VR titles that you've missed, like, well, actually, Mixture, I think, got delayed, but Little Cities Bigger or something is coming to PlayStation VR this month as well. So
Just a sweep for VR. On PlayStation VR 2, you can get Madison. I feel like I've mentioned this
This is
game.
a horror
God
game,
knows how
right?
many times.
yeah,
A
it
walking
got
simmy
delayed.
sort of thing.
Yeah, so don't know why. So that was supposed to come in February, and Mixture was supposed to come March. They both got delayed a month. So Madison's now this month, Mixture is now April, which does look actually quite good. It's a third-person VR title, a bit like Moss or Astro, where you're controlling the character and you're like the big dude, like looking around to do the puzzles and stuff like that thing. But yeah, Madison VR don't care.
Don't care, Chris.
But it's not like because it's horror. Because I've played like Resident Evils and stuff in VR. It's just just don't care about that.
You
Couldn't
don't
care
have
less.
a VR set either, though, do you, Chris? That's
I
like
don't.
something.
No, but I could, buy a Quest 3 if I really want to. And I
Could do, Dave. You could do.
Wasn't that my prediction? By the way,
By the end of the year.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
there
on
we
with it.
go.
Yes, you will. South Park Snow Day we talked about last week. We said that was awful. Looked awful, didn't we?
Yeah.
28th one that Chris might play. I don't even know I might play it as well. Give it a go. Open Roads comes to absolutely everything, including the Switch. And I believe it's also Game Pass, right?
I believe so.
This is an Annapurna. It's from that guy who made that awful. Was it Gone Home? That game,
No, it's not. So it's from that team, but not him. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Gone Home.
So it
they
might be
made
good though, because Gone Home sucks, doesn't it?
Gone Home's so good, and then Tacoma was their next game.
Yeah, it's like a walkie simmy
Just not video games. That's the problem for me. Sorry.
metaphor for depression sort of thing. This is,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I've kind of told myself I'm never gonna play a game like this again. Because it's not like I don't like it. Every time I ever play it is to get like a platinum or a completion. I'm like, what is the point of wasting my time? Like, just play a game I actually want to play. Like, I know what a controversial thing for me to say, but it's true.
Yes, the Open Roads, I believe, has like no gameplay.
But then
I
why
believe
is
it's
it a
like,
game? Like, what's the point of buying a game that has no gameplay? Like, what is the
I
point?
believe it is like a visual novel, and you make your choices and stuff like that.
Hell yeah! It's got the woman voice actress from The Americans, isn't it?
Yes, and then it's got the woman that's going to play Abby in Last of Us in it as well.
Yeah, I might check it out on Game Pass. Who knows? Who knows? I think that's pretty much it. Other than Pepper Grinder comes to the Switch on the same day on the 28th.
Hell
We
yeah!
talked about that last week. There was a demo for that. Did you play the demo? Was there
I
a demo?
did play the demo and it is fun as hell.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Yeah, we established Dave is a fan of Jill Dozer.
I am a fan of Drill Dozer. Yeah, bring it back and we get HD.
And this is from the good boys at Devolver as well, isn't it? Who?
Yeah, do good stuff.
Yeah, they do tend to publish some good games. And that's pretty much it. Unless there's anything you boys think I've missed.
No, not really. Like, there's a HD remaster of Legend of Legacy, which is also the 22nd, which, yeah, that, a weird one to come out that day with the 3 other titles. And I think that's about it, really. I think it's that day of the big, like, those big 3, and everything else is sort of, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a weird year, because I'm going to be playing Infinite Wealth for a long time. And then if I finish Infinite Wealth in time for Dragon's Dogma, I feel like I'm going to be playing that for a long time. So, yeah, it could just be a year where I finish like 6 games, but they're all long as fuck, maybe.
Yeah, it's a tough one because I think obviously finances for everyone's getting difficult. I know like you guys have had job changes in the last month or so where you currently work, and that obviously affects everything as well. And it's like, I just think there's so much to play. There's no need to buy. I don't think there's any need to buy anything on day one, to be perfectly honest with you now. But if you're going to buy 3 games a year day one, then that's fine. That's cool, right? Like I said, like you'll finish Infinite Wealth, which you'd have spent 40, 50, 60 hours in, to then play Dragon's Dogma.
Probably more like 60, 70, 80.
Yeah, right. And like if you enjoy it as well, you want to push through with the side content. Like you can play that game for 120, 200 hours if you want, and then you can buy Dragon's Dogma a month after it comes out for £10 cheaper and then play that game. You know what I mean? Like I think you'll be fine. For people, it's when you start throwing in all the subscription games as well. Like obviously we said we want to play Diablo, which comes on the 28th. You know, that's a pretty big game. So it's like you got that as well, and then you've got this and this and this and this, and I just think, yeah, fine. I think there doesn't need to be lots every month this year. I think this year is the transition year because we've seen all the layoffs. Everyone's shifting away from live service, and obviously Nintendo are planning a new console, and etc. Right? So I think there's plenty to play. I think you're going to be okay.
Yeah, I know one that Craig did miss off the list, because we've had a couple of showcases this week, and Mars at Midnight got a date for 12th of March. So let's just hope for reviews now.
Does anyone? You don't even own a Playdate, Chris, as well.
I don't own a Playdate. No, I know.
I don't think that's going to get reviews, Pinko. I really don't.
I think it will get. It only needs 4. Remember,
I think what it is, it's a really good counter pick, Craig. That's what.
I think you might be right there, David. I think you
it just needs 4, so you need like PC gamers to review it.
It's not on PC though, so
I believe they could play it through .HOO thingy.
itch.io.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might as well be a Flash game then if they're going to do that. They're going to review Flash games, are they? So.
No, but I think it will because it's Lucas Pope. It just needs 4 reviews, and all 4 to be good reviews. I'm saying it needs 4 reviews. It's no good if all 4 reviews are like 4, so I need it to be 8s or 9s. But yeah, but that is coming out. And then obviously you had the Pokemon Presents as well, but obviously the Legends was the big news from that.
But that's not coming out in March 2024, Chris.
No, that's going to be March 2025 more likely.
Yeah, it could be a launch title for the Switch too, but we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Yeah, and there was the Nikon showcase as well, which was fine considering who it is. No WRC game for you, obviously.
No,
now
they don't have that license anymore. The Test Drive is the game they're working on now.
Yeah, and no new RoboCop. There was a new Terminator game, but it's a survival DayZ type thing. So yeah, that's boring.
It makes sense for the universe.
Yeah, it does. Like your survivors, and after Judgment Day and stuff like that. But yeah.
So I assume you guys are just playing your big JRPGs from now until they're finished.
Yep. Pretty much,
Yes.
and with a bit of Foam Stars and a bit of Helldivers mixed in.
God, I love that you've just not given up the Foam Stars way.
Right, I am getting that gold trophy. I'm on level 22. I'm like, I need to get level 25. I'm almost there.
I love that he wasn't in the trenches for the Dreamcast, Dave.
No,
he wasn't in the trenches for the Stadia, but for Foam Stars, he's there. He's the only one. He is the only one. He's dug his own trench, Dave. He's dug his own trench.
I think I was in the trench. This was the Stadia. Come on.
How many Stadia games did you buy, Chris?
Oh, buy not many, but I had my pro subscription for like the whole of the time.
Okay.
And and I played Wavetail there. I played Guilt there.
So what we're saying is that Chris is the kiss of death. So in a way, the PlayStation 5 is doomed. There won't be a PlayStation 6 because Chris is the kiss of death.
I think it's safe to say that Foam Stars is doomed.
I can't believe he's still playing it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like more people are playing the Atari game I'm playing than Foam Stars.
Probably.
You should download it and give it a chance because it is quite fun.
No.
I genuinely was going to because I wasn't going to buy Helldivers originally. And I was like, I'll play because it's the Plus game, isn't it? I was generally going to download it and give it a go. And I watched someone and I was like, God, this looks awful. And I think I watched you play because you streamed on the channel as well, didn't you? I was like, God, this looks absolutely... Like, everything about it, even like the aesthetics of it, just look terrible. I was like, I just can't be bothered. I was like, I can't be bothered to download this. Like, waste my time and internet downloading it to play one game and be like, no, this is dreadful. I'm uninstalling this. I just cannot be bothered.
At that point, just buy Splatoon 3 if you really want to play a game like that. You have a Switch, like, you know what I mean? Like, God. But there we go. Anyway, it's another week. Hopefully, there will be something exciting for us to talk about next week. But if not, it is Mother's Day, so we've got that, haven't we? So my birthday, more importantly. But yeah, thank you for watching the show. If you got this far, comment what games of March you're looking forward to, and if you've played Dragon's Dogma 1, because none of us have, which is weird. But yeah, We'll see you next week.
Bye.